for those moving remarks, and thank you, Ranking Member Durbin. Thank you both for working with us to hold this oversight hearing, which Republicans on neither side of the Capitol were willing to call. Special thanks to our witnesses today. Your bravery is inspiring to an anxious nation today. Even in the face of great pressure, each of you has stood tall and held fast to your oath to uphold the Constitution and the integrity of the legal profession. Just as the president has crashed the stock market with his illegal tariffs, he has crashed the justice system with his dreadful appointments and vindictive policies. He's filled the leadership of the Department of Justice with his personal lawyers, unapologetically extremist sycophants like Kash Patel and Ed Martin, who elevate their devotion to Trump over any semblance of fidelity to the Constitution, the rule of law, and the rules of professional responsibility. Our witnesses are people who have refused to bow down and be complicit in the way so many of our colleagues have been complicit. The president fires dozens of DOJ lawyers simply for doing their jobs in prosecuting the January 6th insurrectionists who violently assaulted and wounded more than 140 of our police officers. The Republicans say nothing. The president issues executive orders banning disfavored lawyers and law firms from federal buildings, federal courthouses, federal employment, and federal security clearances unless they offer him blind loyalty and millions of dollars in free pro bono services for his pro-Malum causes. And the Republicans say nothing. Trump sacked 18 inspectors general who saved us $91 billion in actual waste, fraud, and abuse last year. His team gutted the Office of Public Integrity and suspended enforcement of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. They withdrew prosecution of New York City Mayor Adams on serious bribery and corruption charges because he formed an alliance with Trump, causing 7 top prosecutors to resign their offices, led by Danielle Sassoon, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District, who clerked for Justice Scalia and was an active member of the Federalist Society. Our GOP colleagues are silent about these scandalous offenses. But House Republicans are outspoken about this. Many are calling for impeachment of the judges who've rendered 56 preliminary injunctions or temporary restraining orders against this reign of fear and terror. The president and Elon Musk go online and call them radical left rogue judges. Even Judge Boasberg, a pillar of the bar and chief judge of the D.C. District Court, who was first appointed to the bench by President Bush and was Justice Kavanaugh's roommate at Yale. We have only impeached 15 judges in the entire history of the United States, always for corruption offenses, bribery, tax evasion, habitual drunkenness, not even occasional drunkenness, habitual drunkenness, never for doctrinal disagreement with their rulings, much less when their rulings are manifestly correct. As Chief Justice Roberts put it a few weeks ago, the proper response to a decision you disagree with in the district court is to appeal the decision, not to impeach the judge. They're not making America great again, but they're definitely making the government corrupt again. We're grateful to you, witnesses, for having the courage to speak up against this outrageous corruption of our justice system as it came to affect you, and we're eager to hear your important stories. You will teach America how to stand tall. Ms. Oyer, I understand the Deputy Attorney General tried to send armed marshals to your home at night to deliver a clear message not to speak to us at today's hearing. And yet, I see you here today undaunted and unbowed, proving to Mr. Blanche and any other Trump official that you can't bully and silence everyone. That kind of courage is contagious, but we must emphasize to a watchful nation that courage is not the opposite of fear. Real courage, in fact, is experiencing all the fear, all the terror of these official threats and harassment, registering the fear of vigilante and online attacks, metabolizing the fear of your own government hounding you, but then pressing on anyway with conviction and passion for what you know to be right and lawful and just. No, courage, which is a virtue, is not the opposite of fear, which is an emotion, and indeed a necessary and adaptive emotion. Courage is a virtue, and it's the opposite of cowardice, which is a vice. The worst cowards are the tyrants and despots themselves who choose to terrify other people because they have allowed their own terrible fears and insecurities to turn them into monstrous, deformed, and cruel people. But the people who enable tyrants and despots, who do their bidding and work their will and flatter them and bow and scrape before them, they are cowards too, undoubtedly, at least if they have any choice in the matter. Every authoritarian regime runs on lies and runs on fear. Every authoritarian regime fears the truth and fears people who act justly and defiantly based on the truth. And that means they fear people like you and what you have to say to your fellow citizens. Thank you for recognizing the fear of this moment, feeling it, and nonetheless deciding to go ahead and act with courage and composure against the tyrant and his accomplices. I yield back to my very good friend, Senator Schiff, and I turn it over to Mr. Durbin for his opening statement.